Hi everybody, welcome back to Jaffa Cooks, and today I'm going to be making something called chicken bread. It does have some other elements to it, so I'll show you how to do that a bit later on. This recipe requires two stages. One is making the dough, and the other one is making the mixture. And it is a versatile dish, and the reason is because you don't really need to stick to the same ingredients for the filling. If you don't like chicken, you could use beef or any other protein. But chicken being very a simple protein, and everybody tends to like chicken, so we're going with chicken bread. Before I start, I'm going to do the mixture for the dough first, and then I'll show you how to make the mixture for the filling. Okay, so before I start, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do so. Click on the bell icon, get the latest updates, find out what I'm up to, share with your family and friends, and do follow me on Instagram. To start with, I'm using strong whole wheat flour. Now, the reason why I'm using strong is because it does provide that, I wouldn't say a little bit, but it does provide a better loaf. However, if you don't like wholemeal, and especially if you haven't a strong flour available, just use regular flour. Now, I'm using wholemeal, you can use white flour. It's entirely up to you. So ingredients are exactly the same. You just got to basically go with your desired flour mixture. So to start with, I'm going to take some simple elements. So I'm going to take some sugar and some salt. I've got some milk powder here, just going to give that a quick mix. Now, normally, I would never put salt and then put yeast in at the same time, because salt does react negatively with the yeast. However, on this occasion, because I'm mixing the salt and the yeast, salt and the sugar, and I'm going to pour this in directly now, it should be okay. And I'm going to now pop this into my mixing bowl. So now come the wet ingredients. I've got 1 egg, got some oil, around about 300 ml of lukewarm water. So I'm going to mix the dough, and I'll come back to you in a few minutes. Welcome back everybody. So my dough is ready. It's been mixed nicely. Now your dough may be a little sticky, and that's fine. Now this recipe doesn't require any kneading, so there's no need to now take it and really arm wrestle with it or give it some TLC in that respect. So I'm just going to now take the dough out and pop it into a glass bowl, and I'm going to let it rest for at least 45 minutes to an hour. So I'm just going to make a small bowl, take some plain normal oil, sunflower. Just going to now coat the bowl and my dough, and then pop it in a nice dry place, preferably the warmest in your kitchen. If you've got a cold kitchen, then pop it into an oven that's not turned on, or just leave it in a corner for about an hour until it doubles its size. So I should see you back in about an hour. Hi everybody, welcome back, and now I'm going to take you through how to make the mixture for the chicken bread. Now, as I mentioned, I'm using chicken. You could use any kind of protein, maybe mince or beef or anything else that you fancy. I'm also using mushrooms and some peppers. I've changed, instead of using just regular red pepper, I'm going to use a sweet chili pepper instead. I've got some onions, spring onions, some sweet corn. In fact, I've even got some leftover olives that I'm going to put in. I mean, the point is just use whatever you have. There's no real combination that you need to go with, but chicken, mushroom, that kind of combination goes really well. I'll see you back at the hub. A little bit of olive oil to start off with. Going to cook off the chicken with half a stock cube. And I'm going to use oregano. So if you feel like using any other herb, I'll leave that up to you, but thyme is a good one. So I'm going to and once the chicken's cooked, simply remove it in a separate bowl, and we'll start on the remaining sauce. Now in the same pan, I'm just going to use a little bit more oil. So I'm going to use the onions, garlic, salt, pepper. So my onions and garlic are ready, so I'm going to now pour in the mushrooms and go my peppers. my sweet corn, spring onions next. Now I'm going to introduce the chicken back introduce the olives. I've got some chili flakes just to produce a little heat to it. Now flour to thicken. Now it looks a lot, but this is going to thicken up very, very quickly. Now the mixture is coming to the desired thickness, and I think it's time to take this off the hob. And this will carry on cooling and thickening, and as it cools, it will carry on thickening as well at the same time. So I'm going to take this off the hob, let it cool down, and I'll see you back in about an hour's time. Hi everybody, welcome back, and I just wanted to show that my dough has risen nicely. There's a lot of bubbles in there. The yeast has reacted really nicely. So I'm just going to empty this out. I think it's good enough for, I'd say, 2 loaves. I'm going to take the other one and pop it back into my bowl, and I'll cover it so it doesn't get dried up. It doesn't dry up. Right, so this is really nice. The dough has come out very, very nicely. Now, what I would suggest, and as a tip, is cut some parchment paper based on the size of your tray. Because once you roll this out, it does get heavy, especially when you're going to put filling on it. So just to show you, if this is the size of my tray, my bread needs to be rolled out further out. And the reason is because we're going to then lattice it over. So let me show you what I mean. So I'm going to roll this out the size that I need. So this is what I mean. It's a lot easier to move it around and handle. Okay. Now the mixture, obviously I'm going to not cover it, but I'm going to keep enough so it just spreads in the middle. Now you'll find that what I've done is I've left about 1.5 inches on from each side. So if I cut it directly to the edge of the mixture and try and fold it over, the mixture will come out of the side. So giving it probably the size of 1 finger. So right to the edge, I just cut one and then carry on cutting till the end, but keeping it aligned about 1 finger away. Right, so the next thing I'm going to do very carefully is take my loaf from the edge and fold it right over. And then taking each side, I'm just going to bring it to the middle. Try and cross it over. Now, you might think, oh my God, it's not coming together, but it will. Just pull, and then when you get to the sides, just pinch them together gently. So carry on pulling and pinching. On the final stage, just basically fold it over, and with the edge, just bring it over and then just pinch it. That's it. And that is basically about it. Just to show you, your chicken bread should look something like this. So I'm going to start my second one, and I'll show you what to do with it just before we put it in the oven. So my chicken bread is ready. I've made 2 of them. The final part is to egg wash it. So I'm going to egg wash both my chicken breads. So I'm just going to finish this off. And this will go into the oven at 190 degrees for about 25 minutes, or until well risen and golden brown. I'm just going to take some sesame seeds and sprinkle them. And I'll come back and show you what they look like once they're out. See you about 25-30 minutes. Welcome back everybody. So it's time to take the chicken bread out of the oven, and I'll just turn around and take it out and I'll show you what it is. But before I do take it out, one very important thing that I do want to express is that even though you'll be tempted to cut it and start eating it immediately, you need to really leave it to cool down to room temperature before you start cutting it, otherwise it will just fall apart. So, and they have come out really nice. There's depth in it, it's got everything in it really. The base is solid, it's not soggy at all. So to make it even better, I'm just going to let it cool down down to room temperature for about 25-30 minutes. And then I'm going to come back and slice it, and I'm going to show you what it looks like in the middle. Okay. Hi everybody, welcome back. So my chicken bread is cooled down. It's looking absolutely beautiful, and I'll show you what it looks like in a minute. But just before I do anything, let's have a cut and look inside what the actual chicken bread looks like. So because it's nice and, well, it's room temperature, the chicken bread should cut quite easily. You can see very nicely that the chicken's moist. Just going to cut a couple of more slices. The bread is well cooked. Couldn't really ask for much more. Go out on a picnic, have it for breakfast, have it with your tea, chicken bread all the way. See you again. Bye for now.